Hey guys, what is up? It's on my DT. We're in a different room today. Um, it's Sunday, the weekend after Thanksgiving, so it's going to be December here soon. And came down the store. I sold six Champions Pathlete trainer boxes, so I got them all shipped out, ready to go. So I was going to show you one, but the one I have is like kind of janky box because it was small enough. I should probably just use another box, but now that I've done it, I'm like, it'll work, guys. It'll work. So really, I'll kind of give you an update on my life, and then we'll get into kind of talking what I wanted to talk about. So the reason why, giving another little cheater video. Well, I'm going to talk about some, so I'm not going to call it a cheater video where, if anyone knows what I guess refer to as cheater videos, is I want to release a video every single day, at least of some kind of content, whether that not be Pokemon, but something, right? And every once in a while I have these phone videos where I'm like, hey guys, this is what I'm doing, and it's just because I don't have a video ready or something like that. So, the reason why I'm doing this week, and actually I need to make videos tonight as we speak, is because I'm going to have a busy week next week. So if I don't make them now, I'm probably not going to be able to make them. So what happened to me was I recorded 4 videos, and one ended up not being to my liking. So I deleted it. I didn't want to put it out. It was just a little too slow. My videos are kind of slow already. But it was just too slow, and that kind of was what it was. I was just showing you my first shipment from my distributor. It was some not a mini portfolio. I hate saying the word mini portfolio. It makes it sound different than what it is. But yeah, it's just like the little binder. It has a Vivid Voltage pack in there, and that's what I got. And it was just really when I watched it, I was like, that's not I know sometimes if you're not into Pokemon, you can watch the video and be like, this is weird. But as long as you like Pokemon, you kind of get where I'm coming from. And this was just not that. So I deleted it. So that was down to 3 videos. But for some reason, I scheduled most of my videos out earlier in the week. And I misscheduled them. So I had to release the videos a day earlier than what showed on my schedule. Let's put it that way. So what ended up happening was I ended up thinking I had pretty much 5 days worth of videos. So I didn't worry about making more content, if that makes sense. But in reality, because of my mistake of skipping a day on accident on my scheduling, and then not using a video, I only had 3. And yesterday was the 3, and God, it's just been busy. My grandfather had a stroke in July, and he's finally getting to come home. So we've been helping my grandmother get her house ready, and my wife volunteered to paint their newly redone handicap bathroom. So that's what we've been doing. But really, so guys, that's kind of the update for me for life. I mean, it's just been a busy week. That's my excuse. But other than that, I did open the store for the first time on Black Friday, but I didn't open up a regular schedule. Next week, I think will be my quote-unquote grand opening, but I don't want anything special because the store is not ready. It looks awful to me. I mean, people think it's great because I live in a small town and we don't really have a whole lot of retail stores. So they're like, oh, it's so cool, Pokemans. And I'm like, yeah, but I wish it was better. But, I'm just kind of balling on a budget because even though, compared to most people, I'm financially well off as far as doing things. But that doesn't mean I can just go blow 10 grand and have this perfect store and then be like, oh, I'm going to make it. Right now is kind of what I'm doing is I'm selling stuff to make money. And then if the store does even better, I'll buy that set. I'll reinvest in the store, I guess is my point. So I opened up the store, had a few people come. No one bought actually any Pokemon stuff. They bought other stuff. But I did have, a little girl in the store that was just like, oh my goodness, Pokemon. I love Pokemon so much. I don't even think she knew really the idea of Pokemon cards, which sounds crazy in this day and age, but she really just, I think she knew the video games and stuff like that. And YouTube's a crazy driver for a lot of products. I mean, that's why they spend so much ad revenue, or spend so much on ads, not ad revenue. I mean, you get what I was saying, but on ads on YouTube, because man, my daughter sees something on YouTube, she wants it. So this girl, she wanted it, and of course her parents were like, oh, Christmas is coming, you can't buy anything here, and it's all too expensive. And I'm like, yeah, I know you see that price tag, and you go, $50 for Pokemon cards, but then they'll go, oh yeah, I'll buy this pack for $3, and it's like, okay, well, like, depending on the product, I'll use my ETBs for example. You know, there's 10. That's 5. There's 10 Champions Path packs in there, right? You can't buy them in singles. You can't unless you buy them off eBay or third party, right? So, and it's a lower print run than hopefully than well, not hopefully, it will be a lower print run than like standard. These are the 0.5 releases instead of the standard releases, right? And so you look at a number, right? And let's say, I think the prices are going to go down, but, it wasn't crazy to think that you're going to pay $80 for an ETB. So that's usually 70 something dollars plus shipping, right? So, and that just sounds crazy expensive. But when you consider that it has a promo card that, very recently I sold my promo card, for I think $17, and I think 20 is very understandable. I think they'll sell for 20. I think once we get this third print run out of the way and the products all, I think you'll see promo cards at $20 because they're not out there, and Charizard is the collector item, right? So you can take that number, right? Let's just we'll use 80, right? Because that's a hard number. So 80 minus 20 for the promo card, bam, $60. Okay. If you don't want to consider anything else in the pack, that's $6 a pack, right? Okay, well, that's double the amount. Well, that's not really double. If you go to Walmart, it's $4.18 for a pack plus tax. So, I would guarantee you, if the print number was the same, Walmart wouldn't probably sell them for any difference. But I'm saying, like, if the print run was the same and you were putting out, I guarantee you, Champions Path, if you could get them in singles, I guarantee most places would sell them for $8. I'm just be honest with you. I think a good way to kind of determine what something's worth is finding, quote unquote, the drop rate. And those are usually unofficial numbers, but some people can get them super close. I mean, if you're open 10,000 packs, I mean, you're going to about have the drop rate of something. But you find the drop rate, let's say it's 1 in 264 packs, right? Find the current market value of the most expensive card, pretty much like what you're looking for, right? So if it's the Charizard, the rank, let's say, in this case, it's the Charizard. And so take the price of what it costs, like for you to buy it, brand new off eBay, what marketplace you want to use. TCG Player is a good one. Those are kind of the two I would stick with. And then divide that by the drop chance, right? And a lot of times you're going to get about what the market price for packs are. So, I did this for World of Warcraft, for example, and like to cut even on a lot of loot cards without even getting lucky was, for example, I saw the El Pollo Grande mount card, and I think it's a 1 in 264 chance. And it's probably not official. I don't think they just like release the numbers on what the drop chance is, right? But oh man, why did I do that? I got hair in my mouth. My hair was, I don't know why I saw the hair and I was like, I gotta mess with it. But it's 1 in 264, and like 1,500 divided by 264 ends up being like $6.60, right? And it's like, so technically if you were just going to hash it out, right, you can say, well, okay, a pack's worth $6.67. Let's just say $7, right? So it's like you got to buy those packs under $7 to break even, pretty much, right? Now, I think I end up paying, like, I have $600 in, no, that can't be right, can it? I feel stupid. I should write this down before, because this wasn't the El Pollo Grande wasn't one I'm not going to get on, but it's like, if I buy a 24 pack for $240, that's $10 a pack, right? Okay, yeah, no, because that would be, yeah. So here's why I'm stupid, yeah, because then if you times that by 10, that'd be 2,400. So yeah, so for example, right, theoretically, if you bought the required amount to guarantee yourself, which isn't even guaranteed, but a high chance, guarantee yourself to get that card, it costs you $2,400, right? And the only card of value is worth $1,500, and maybe you can sell the other ones for smidgens, and maybe there's some dude out there that, like, if you have a YouTube channel or some kind of social media, like, I want your cards, because people do. I mean, when I first put my first ad for my card shop, they're like, "Do you have Warcraft cards?" And I'm like, I have 10 packs of Fields of Honor, but, not the point. So another cool thing that was happening is I actually had some local Pokemon. I shouldn't say Pokemon because Pokemon's on their main game. From what I can tell, Yu-Gi-Oh! Was one of the gentlemen's game of choice. He's a, I'm going to mess up the word, but registered judge, and he was telling about trying to get a community started, but they really didn't have a place. I'm like, well, come here. I think they were a little worried about approaching me because they're like, yeah, we sell on TCG Player, we do all this stuff, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, well, yeah, guys, I mean, in a way you're competition, but you're selling online. So, I mean, I'm in competition with you for selling online. Everyone's in competition with everyone selling online. It doesn't matter if it's local. Who do I benefit from that they don't? Or at least I hope they don't. I mean, they could, I guess, go after some of my business and it might hurt, but I don't think they can/would. Is I'm going for the younger community to provide the services of having the building, and what comes with that is buying packs and buying, and stuff like that. And so, as I look forward, as I kind of think of that, right now I have a lot of ETBs and bigger boxes that cost more money, and I don't have the booster packs, and even like what's coming in. I have almost $1,900 coming in and worth of product, but it's still like it's the boxes and ETBs and stuff like that, which I'm going to sell online if I don't sell in stores, so I'm not upset about it. But it makes me realize that I really need to get into the more, blister market, because that's what these kids are going to buy. And you can, believe it or not, it just takes more time and more purchases, but, buying, say, a booster box and selling the packs individually and making $2 to $3 a pack, you're going to make a lot more, or blister, whatever you want to call it. You're going to make a lot more than selling the whole booster box and, say, making $10 off of it. So that's what happened. And then something we talked about, and kind of the point of this story, is we were talking about how good Pokemon market is right now. For the collector side, I think for actually playing the TCG, selling like 4 trainer cards and stuff like that, I just don't. For me, they're not moving. But that I am new to this, so maybe I don't have the reputation yet. But I really feel like I do a good job when I list stuff. I take pictures. I try to show all the flaws. I let them know, hey, it's packed fresh, or it's not packed fresh. But hey, it's I did this and this, man. I don't know why my hair bothers me so much when I do these videos, guys. I apologize, but so yeah, I mean, we were talking about how that, oh, it's just so good, it's gonna bust, it's gonna go down, and I was like, I just don't think so, guys. I was really into cryptocurrency. I mean, I still have a large position in Ethereum, well, I don't want to say Bitcoin because I never bought a big position, but I'll put it this way. I bought $1,000 worth of Ethereum. I bought $400 worth of Bitcoin. I bought $400 worth of XRP, and I bought $500 worth of, no, only $400 worth of Tezos, but through a lot of those, cryptocurrency exchanges, they give you a lot of free coins that you can, and I turned them into Tezos because that was one of my favorite coins for quite a while. Still is. I like the idea of like the payout that it does. I can't even remember exactly what it's called, so don't come to me for cryptocurrency advice. But I have a large holding in them. I mean, my Ethereum's worth like $2,200 now. My XRP right now is skyrocketing. I think I bought it like 20 cents, maybe less than that, and it's like almost 50 plus right now. The Tezos is the only one that actually isn't doing very good for me. It kind of fluctuates with Bitcoin a little bit. And then Bitcoin, yeah, it's worth like $900. So Tezos is really the only one not doing very good for me, and it was my favorite. So I'm glad I didn't like put everything into Tezos. But my point of that is, if you're into cryptocurrency, go onto YouTube and just watch the videos and wait. Let the algorithm show you videos. And when cryptocurrency is good, when Bitcoin is and pumping, when all these cryptocurrencies are pumping, all the videos become, oh my goodness, the bad thing's about to happen, the crash is about to happen, the bad thing's about to happen, bad, right? Because that's what we want to see. It's just the truth. And the vice versa is too, on the reverse side, when things are bad. Bitcoin for a long time was bad. When I first got into it, Bitcoin was around $2,000 after being, at whatever it got to, I think like 16 grand back in 2017. And people were like, it's going to get so good. It's going to get so good. It's going to get so good. And so why do people do that? Because when things are bad, it's easy to say things will get better. You don't have to put a date on it. You don't have to say anything. And then all of a sudden you're a genius if it happens. Look, I was right. I predicted 2019. I predicted Bitcoin was gonna pump up here in the near future, right? Well, they could have been honestly BS and saying, I think it's next month, right? But they're going to say, in the near future, this trend line didn't go the way I want it to. But look, it's pumped up to almost to 17,000 now. I was right, And I think it's the same thing with Pokemon, right? We have this time of unprecedented growth in the collector's market with Charizards and vintage packs and, first editions and all that stuff having, I'll just say a lower value, because that's something I think they don't realize too, is that, and sorry if you hear the here behind me, and I don't know how to structure this. Maybe I should start writing stuff down. But pretty much the idea is what I'm trying to get at, is that there's still demand. So before this boom that everyone's talking about, a first edition box was still unattainable for most people. You can do the research on yourself. But when I looked into it, it's 100,000 plus now, but it was still up there. I mean, like, I remember watching a video, and it was still like $60,000 for a first edition box. So it wasn't like something like, Logan Paul did this, and so now it's high. Will that box always be worth $110,000? No, it'll probably be worth more, because they are not making any more. You're not going to find any more, right? Where I do think where people are talking about this crash, and I'm not calling them right? I'm just saying that where I think people are talking about, and where I think they're a little right, is a singles market of more modern things, right? So what have we seen boom that was very unprecedented? I saw it coming, but I just was too new to Pokemon that I didn't jump on it, right? And that was XY Evolutions. Okay, XY Evolutions is just a spiritual successor, of kind of like the original Gen 1 Pokemon print, right? It's not a reprint. It's not really a spiritual successor. It's all the same. It was just kind of like I think it was kind of a Pokemon Go inspired set that, reprinted, not reprinted, but used the artwork of the original printed set, the original base set. And so what we saw is the reverse holo Charizards and the holo Charizards, and pretty much all the Charizards from that set just boom in price. And you'll even see a video I made. It was about talking about Logan Paul and his effect, and how I thought you're kind of stupid if you don't like Logan Paul because you thought it was going to make this bubble and all this stuff, right? And that's something I said was like, go to the next best thing, right? So what most people have done is they've went through, I can't afford the first edition holo Charizard. I can't afford the Shadowless holo Charizard. I can't afford the $150 just unlimited Charizard, right? Or, especially if you're going for PSAs, they're still a little bit more expensive, but I'm just kind of talking about singles, play with my fatty neck. But I said, go to the next best thing. I said, that's what we do in everywhere. Like, if you can't afford a Corvette, you get the next best thing. You get the Dodge Charger, you get the Mustang. Like, that's what people do. People still want a souped up car. They still want the nostalgic card that's rare, right? But you got to go to the next best thing that you can afford. And in some ways, that becomes more popular. More people have Mustangs, right? And it's more popular. It's people's maybe more favorite car. than maybe Corvettes are, because they're just so unattainable for someone. I'm not saying that people still wouldn't want a Corvette. I'm just saying that's kind of how things work, right? You know, so very similar. You know, you're getting. So we saw the boom of these reverse holo Charizards, the holo Charizards, and XY evolution just skyrocketed, right? And I still don't think that's a bubble, guys. I still don't think. Now, if you are like Alpha Investments say, like, if all the buying is just from flippers, that, you know, you can't, like he said, the end product can't be bought by someone that's trying to, you know, turn it into another end product. Or he didn't really say that, but so I don't want to take him because he's a little bit smarter than me. But the idea is that, you know, okay, there's people who make an item and there's people who want to buy that item. And then we usually have middlemen. So in our case, it's the distributors. Then it's like the LGS or it's the Walmart or whoever, right? And then there's the end product. So people buy from them, okay? Well, and then there's supply and demand. Sometimes there's what people call scalpers, where it's not always scalping. Like for me, for example, I've made a lot of money off Pokemon and not going through a distributor, because my Walmart gets a healthy amount of product that is sold out everywhere else, because I live in a smaller part of the world. And so I can buy like Champion's Path. I buy a ton of Champion's Path. I bought it for MSRP and resold it. I make my $10, $15, $20 depending on when, you know, what's popping. You know, don't be wrong, you make more getting it from the distributor, but you know what I'm saying is that I made that legitimately, and I really wasn't a scalper. I didn't go and try to find it and beat other people to it. These were things that sat on the shelf, and I bought them. But the idea is, so when you have that scalper, right, well, what can happen is that you have a booming market, right? So you go printer, distributor, you know, then middleman, right? You know, the seller. Well, there's two middlemen in this case, distributors, middlemen. But, you know, the LGS, the Walmart, the whatever, right? And then a lot of times the scalper, then the end user, right? Well, now what we're getting to, and this is why people are scared, is we're getting, you know, beginning, middle, then we're getting scalper, and then we're getting scalper, right? That's a big thing. Scalpers are selling to scalpers on eBay, okay? Then where this becomes a problem is when when the second scalper sells to a third scalper, you get inflated costs, right? So that scalper buys, say I sell for 70, he sells it for 85, and then let's say that person goes, oh, everything's selling for 85, I'm buying it for 80, and I'm now trying to sell it for 90. And the end user's going, I'm not buying that for 90. I'll wait for that price to come down. The scalper is usually not an institution that has money, so they will generally pretty much they'll go broke. They won't be able to sell their product, and they will sell it for either what they got it for, and the market will shift, right? And so how is that different from this crash? Like some of you, I think, would say, well, that's exactly what they're saying, that the market's going to crash. It won't go up, 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 and up. Okay, well, a market going back is not a crash. The stock market will shoot up and then come back down all the time. It's part of life. You cannot always just go up. Same deal is that you can't always just go down. So for Pokemon to crash, here's what would have to happen, right? Here's how the market would have to crash. Is you'd have to have all the people that were buying Pokemon, that wanted their Charizards, that wanted their cards, that were playing the game before this era of like influencer flip game Pokemon stuff, they would literally have to not be